A big victory for India. Why? Well, everyone thought that Ajit Doval was taking a trip to Moscow to brief Putin about what happened during Modi's trip to Ukraine as well as Poland. Well, surprise, surprise, there was a BRICS meeting of various levels of officials, and in that, Ajit Doval actually met with CCP's foreign minister Wang Yi, and now we have confirmation that there has been disengagement between India and China at 4 different places along the line of actual control, including Galwan. Now you're going to ask me, what does disengagement mean? Engagement is when you are staring eyeball to eyeball at each other. Disengagement means you pull back, sometimes 1 kilometer, sometimes more kilometers. But the important takeaway is that China has actually pulled back. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 different places, including the Galwan Valley. What does this mean? Well, for once, India has succeeded in making China retrace their steps. It might still not be that China has ceded the 4,000 odd square kilometers that it has occupied, but it does tell you that India has diplomatically managed to turn the tables on China to force them to go back. In fact, you should look at this video as a continuation of my conversation a few hours ago with Lieutenant General Ravi Shankar, where he had said about how an article dissing or disrespecting Dr. S. Jaishankar came in Global Times only to be pulled 10 hours later. That tells you that there were a lot of things going on in the back end, and that the Chinese for once acted wisely and said, don't have this thing, it only queers the pitch. So that is the good news. India has managed to force China to disengage. It also tells you a lot about what is happening inside CCP. We also saw today another picture where Xi Jinping was seen standing in front of a Buddha carved on a hill, or even could be a mountain, in the northern part of China. Does that mean that he's suddenly rediscovering his Buddhist roots? All these are small messages going here and there. Xi Jinping perhaps has been told by the elders that he needs to dial down his aggression, and that with India he needs to act much more reasonably. Perhaps these were probably earfuls that he probably heard. But what you're seeing now is nothing short of amazing, that China has not been beaten back, but they have themselves agreed to disengage. It might not be again back to the place where it was when 1993 lines were drawn along the LAC. We have to go back and take a look at that. But this also tells us that United States will be nervous. They thought that perhaps Doval was going to meet Putin, like I said at the beginning of this monologue, that he might be going there to apprise Putin of what transpired in Ukraine and Poland, but this was definitely a surprise, a pleasant one at that. What does this mean overall to what is happening in and around India? Bangladesh, I think they will start acting even more muted. I would not be surprised if there is a way worked out for 𝗥 Hasina Wajid to go back and reclaim her position as the Prime Minister. Remember, she has not resigned, and she was an elected government. And this would be the ultimate victory for India, because that would essentially negate everything that the American government tried to do in order to install a regime change. Will that happen? Well, we have to wait and see. And certainly this is a huge win, like I said. And well, the other point here is the dollar going to be dealt another blow in the next BRICS meeting? Everybody is expecting something of that nature to happen, that the BRICS will actually announce a currency which will be backed by the gold of that particular country. There has to be some sort of a mechanism where you'll have to say that my rupee is worth so much in gold, and therefore that gold becomes the standard against which you would calculate the exchange rates between, for example, 1 rupee and 1 yen, or 1 rupee and 1 ruble, and that anytime you want, you can exchange. This is the point. You can exchange the rupee for gold. For example, you know that Russia was complaining that we have up to 10 billion rupees and we don't know what to do with it. Well, a way may be worked out saying that, okay, you can exchange that for gold. In fact, China has already said that some of its transactions with Saudi Arabia as well as with Iran, in exchange for crude, they are going to give digital renminbi, which can be exchanged for gold in equivalent. So you can either have digital renminbi or you can get the gold equivalent of that. So this has already been in play in China. So a lot of new things happening in just a very small period of time. I hope you like this video, and please like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.